yesterday or other day, or this morning, if there is a multidimensional poverty index for Brazil. Well, we have the MPI produced and published in the Human Development Report, and we have many measures of poverty in combining different methodologies and concepts and source of data. And we have all the figures you might prefer. Since the biggest one, 18 million people, 18 million of people, extremely poor people, are above the threshold of 30% of that. Well, how do we cope with this? We also have many other social indicators that it's really correlated with a multidimensional approach of poverty. And many of those indicators can be computed in very small areas or even for social demographic groups. So we have a lot of data. We have multiple indicators of poverty, as you like. Which measures are the best? Which one is used by our government? And which one is capable to capture all the effects of our actions, of our governmental effort? Well, as we know, there's no single best indicator. It depends on the objectives, it depends on the concepts, it depends on your preferences, it depends on your theoretical affiliation, and also depends on the source of the data, the methodological treatments, and also the user to compute. In fact, as you saw, we have many different measures of poverty in Brazil, made by very important institutions like ECLAC, like FAO, Food Administration Office, like UNDP with OFI, and also many research centers in Brazil also produce estimates of poverty and extreme poverty in Brazil. And all of them is a good reference for government, but no one is the measure, is the one that we consider the official. Because neither of them alone can get all the efforts or all the effects that we think it's important to capture in such a measure. Well, for policy purposes, what we think is that we should have a set of indicators. We might have one indicator, but we must have also a set of indicators that policymakers recognize as valid for the conceptualization of poverty adopted, and that it can effectively be sensitive to monitor and evaluate progress or no progress according to the interventional model used. As we discussed, we've got to have a framework where we've got to have a theoretical approach or even interventional, a model of an intervention, a policy model that is under all the actions or all the design. Well, so less complex anti-poverty programs suggest simple indicators, and more complex strategies imply in many other measures, and also even multidimensional measures capable to capture all the things we are doing on that. And those indicators should be producing in a timely criteria for decision maker. They can to be used for the program manager. They have to be clear They have to be computed in very small areas, and it should be produced periodically, and it should be cost affordable also. Well, such a set of indicators should consider all the experience we have been accumulating over the last 10, 20 years on knowing who is the poor, and also what are the best strategies to fight the poverty. As we know, poor people is not a homogeneous group. They share maybe some common deprivation, but they are very different. We have children, we have women, in general head of family with children but no spouse, persons with disability, persons living in rural and remote areas, persons living in violent areas, unemployed, not literate persons, Indians, quilombolas, ex-slaves in Brazil, race minorities, homeless, drug addictioners. Well, do we have indicators to see how things are going for this group, how we are designing, how we are computing our indicators to get all the efforts we do for this group? This is the main question that we have against such measures as HDI, Human Development Index. It's too general even to measure the progress, the human progress. It doesn't measure any of the Brazilian efforts to deal with the problem that those kind of people live every day. We also should consider, for designing proposal of the measures, all the best strategies to fight it. Evidence-based evaluations that we have done and everyone has done that has been showing that the model of intervention to fight poverty should contemplate a lot of different programs and actions, organized in what we call in three main areas: cash transfers, access to universal and education and health service, and also access to opportunities to self-improvement and productive inclusion, as has been shown by Ronaldo in the morning. Even in Minas Gerais government, they are doing the same things. Do we have indicators addressing all these specific actions? Because this is the actions we are doing. This is the action. This is our effort to fight poverty. We have to have indicators that can be sensitive to those actions. If we use too general indicators, we don't feel like the measures can be used to show our effort and help us to really take other decisions about the programs. So this is, I would say, nursery and preschool to children. I would say vaccination and healthcare to children, mothers are the missing indicators. And the third one, I would say this is the missing dimension that we have with some of the multidimensional poverty index that we've been knowing the last some time. And we should also consider what the people say, what the poor people say about what is important. In Brazil, we receive about 1,000 letters from people every month. People write the letter. This is a very well-written letter. It's not really so neat as this one, but she's someone. She sent this letter to the president, and she said she's 40 years old. She has disabilities, She says her dream is to have their own business, a small ice cream tent. She's not complaining for his life, she's not asking for Bolsa Familia. Also, she is asking for money, she's asking for an opportunity to produce, to live in the economics, to participate in the economic side, in the economic cycle. Because she said her money goes to pay the house she built. So we've done stricter analysis, stricter text analysis with this about a sample of those letters, and you can see the people from all over Brazil sent the letters, and well, unfortunately it's in Portuguese, but people are asking not just information, are not asking access to cash programs, or they are asking for information, and they are always also asking for work, more opportunities, and also other jobs and other means of being a productive person. This is a very important thing to consider. This is the reason why in Brasil Sem Miséria plan, which is a third generation program, thinking that the first programs on anti-poverty programs concern only cash transfers, the second one concerned access to products, and the third ones consider also ways to bring opportunities to persons. And it's inspired by the sense capability approach in a democratic and solidarity-based society. In an urbanized and wealthy world, no one should be deprived of means to guaranteed surveillance, deprived of means to access social rights and service, and deprived of means of information and access to opportunity to self-improvement. This is, what stands for the design of Brasil Sem Miséria. And thinking about this, we could use the methodology, how can I enforce a methodology, the multidimensional poverty methodology, to build a poverty matrix, like Coneval showed, like Gonzalo showed yesterday. Include one more dimension. We have the lack of access service, we have lack of inclusive opportunities, and we have the traditional income poverty, monetary poverty here. This poverty matrix is an interesting tool to evaluate which strategies should be taken, and also the measure how many people in each one of these different categories of poverty. Okay, how many people doesn't have any kind of in the three dimension is considered a poor. Which municipalities we find those people, and so having this metrics, we can also discuss which are the best strategies should be reinforced or redesigned, or just to see if we have to do anything. In January, one of the things that we found in Brazil, the problem is the capability. It's the the management capability of some regions. Mm-hmm. We know that it's a very important challenge in every region. Well, and this multidimensional poverty matrix in its measures
They are surely important for a global evaluation of the fighting poverty strategy and also for general communication purposes. But we still need a complex monitoring model to respond to the complexity of the strategy. Okay, so this information should be organized in panels, like we have in Brazil Single Area Panel. We have more than 100 monitoring indicators, and we are already developing some evaluation indicators, matching data from administrative data and also survey data. And we have the Cadastro Único is a national register that has almost 50% of the population of Brazil, 100 million persons with information registered and updated every 2 years. And we combine this information with the information at individual level from other ministries, and also we combine this information with some municipal level information, also from information from household survey of our statistical agents, and produce a lot of indicators, as I saw, as I showed you yesterday. And besides producing those indicators, we are very concerned to take these indicators to the knowledge of the persons that might use and really make the change. So we have reports, because some of the people have, indicators are not so easy to understand as we think at the university. We have those reports for every single municipality in Brazil. We have more than 5,000 municipalities. And we have indicators also, so graphics, so just like a situational panel, bringing information, specific information concerning the action, the strategic actions we are doing for Brazil to fight the poverty in Brazil. Getting access to school, getting access to health service, and getting access also to the cash transfers. And we are producing, as I said, we are matching the registers, so we can really evaluate how many people are still extreme poverty, is above the line poverty in a monetary basis, still, and we also can calculate all other monetary poverty measures also. And it's important to have other kind of functionalities. Well, this is it's a tool that is in internet. It's a public user tool. You don't need a username. We also produce information on census data, and we are doing a job trying to match the data of Cadastro Único, which was one of our main national registers, to have how many people in the last 6 months received the Bolsa Família and accessed a nursery or any school for children and things like that. So we think we might have a continuous demographic census for vulnerable population. Well, besides those monitoring indicators we are doing, we are constructing, we have also specific surveys for the main programs of the plan. We have designed at least 5 specific quantitative surveys, and also other 5 qualitative surveys to investigate the impacts and the questions and the implementation problems of the strategies. And we are implementing now a panel, a longitudinal panel during the next 3 years with 11,000 households, and also doing meta-analysis and all the things. All the survey we do, all the evaluation studies we do is bring to public, and you can download the executive summaries, you can download the questionnaires and also the microdata for further studies. This is what we do in the last, have been doing the last 10 years. Well, and I was thinking if I'm sure Sabina and Professor Foster are thinking about how to get, how to get this network working. So I tried to put some of the things that I saw and some of the people mentioned would be interesting to exchange. I think we have many experience in many countries about anti-poverty programs and components. We have many indicators. We have been discussing a lot of indicators. We could have a the metadata of those indicators. We have many sources of data also. It should be interesting to discuss that. We could exchange our questionnaires. I don't know if it's this is the word, is it?
Yes.
The questionnaire surveys, survey designs, the monitoring tools. We could exchange this experience by training course. As I said, we could do something in Brazil next year. And I think there's two very also important questions we should, at least one of my expectations of this network, by the way it was built, bringing people from academy, bringing people from ACLAC and other OECD, like multilateral institutions, and also bringing officials from governments that operates the anti-poverty policies. We would like to influence the way the people are thinking about the next the multidimensional poverty index in the next years. And we also would like to discuss a pragmatic, policy-oriented concept of multidimensional poverty, and surely inspired in sense capability theoretical approach. So I think we have many synergies here, and about what we think is important, what we think the players we think is very important to participate, and I think we have a very good opportunity to use this network to really learn a lot of what the academy is thinking, but also the academy can learn much of what is government and official governments are doing in their job.